Hey guys, Kenny Stapleton at Area 401. So, what we're going to be doing today is taking off these Magpul, the M-Bus Pros, the metal ones, and because I got these sweet boys in the mail. So, this is Scalarworks brand new iron flip up sights. I've known that these have been in the works for a few years now. Uh, so Scalarworks sponsored me when I shot three gun. Haven't shot three gun in a couple of years, and I've been after those. So I have one of their new Leap mounts, but these these I paid for myself. This is not a give me. Even though some of the stuff that they've hooked me up with in the past has been through sponsorship, I didn't even let them know that I was ordering these. I just ordered them just because I've been wanting them for a hot minute. I've looked at other things, and for the past year and a half, I knew that these were becoming available. I had no idea when, but I absolutely wanted them, so I refrained from buying other things. These came off another gun. I've got a couple sets of these. I don't mind them. They're they're not a bad sight. Uh, I do like that the polymer Magpuls are like automatic flip up. That's not a huge deal. Which these they are so low profile, sometimes it is hard to get a hold of them. But these are a 157 height, and the optic that I'm running is a 193. So with that, I put them on there just because if you're familiar with Scalarworks, they have a non-tool tightening system, so you can do it by hand or loosen it by hand. So if I need be, I could take this optic off and still run my irons. But now that I have the proper set of irons, I will not need to remove my optic for any reason other than um, catastrophic failure. So I went ahead and got tools ready. So we're going to take these off. Well, hope if I got the right tools for the right site. Okay. There's part of that feather. And here's part of this feather. Okay. There we go. There's that. And then I believe we're going to have to slide this bad boy. So, handy dandy mallet. And there you go, the floor. But that's the nice thing about having decent quality stuff. Now these are really nice. And this is an SLR build with a Noveski barrel, aimpoint T2 setup, Scalarworks mounts. So this has a lot of really good components, but I do not care to use my rifles for what they were made for. I personally don't really have know the point in having a safe clean. Now, granted, I do have some guns that I don't shoot often, but there's nothing that I have that I won't shoot. There we go. Oh, that's pretty slick. Let's see how far we can get this thing back. That's one way to do it. It looks like that's kind of universal. thankfully. I'll just give that a slight little pinch in. Oh. It may or may not want to work with my fingers here. Okay. So we're going to go on our last option here. And it may be partially that this is a Cerakoted upper. There we go. Nice snug fit. We are on our last Picatinny. So these are 25 inch-pounds, and that's something that Scalarworks also does, is they absolutely mark everything. And I just put that on the wrong side. Wow. Thought something looked a little off. Guess it was me. There we go. Got talking to you guys. And went a little ass backwards. But the overall construction of these things is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And so I'm running an air socket mount on this mod light, and I will show you guys real quick how nice and tidy that sight fits. I really like the air socket mount because it allows me to go off the 45-degree M-lock. So anything that, any rail that I pick, I try to go with the M-lock that is the offset on the 45 as well, just because it allows me to get that light nice and tucked in versus off the side. And then usually if you have a brake, it's still going to come in contact with it a little bit, but it's more so blowing the gas right under it. So okay, so in this sweet little setup on the rear side for your small aperture and your large aperture, so there's a detent in this, so as I rotate it, you'll be able to see the slight space it has, and then it goes back around, sits nicely in there. Scalarworks has always went above and beyond on design in making an absolutely superb optic mount. So we'll get that better seated in right there. So normally I wouldn't say that anybody would have to use a mallet to get that seated, but Cerakote does add to an overall dimension. So we're just forcing our way through it just a little bit. So I think I'm going to move this up one more pick notch because it's sitting right on top of the charging handle. Yeah, I believe that'll be the route to go. One more. Now, obviously, anytime when you're running some sort of iron sights, the further distance that you can get between them, you're going to have a better accuracy. So we'll just move that forward. Yeah, that looks exactly where I want it. Get that seated. And then I'll come back and then torque it down. Let's see, 25. So another awesome thing, Scalarworks always sends a bit driver with their mounts. So I have several of the fix-it sticks, and that's got a built-in 25 inch-pounds, and it makes everything real nice and orderly. So we are going to see, I believe from what I read, I kind of got really happy when these guys got released. I believe they are a lower 1/3 co-witness on a 193 mount, so we will see. Yep, that's nice. I like the lower 1/3. That way your side aperture's kind of, I don't know if you guys can really tell. You have this instead of this, so you still have field of view within your RDS. But I will probably get this out tomorrow or the next couple days and actually sight it in, and it's going to be super easy just because, hold on one second. So with this, sorry blocking you guys. So with this, your adjustment is on a nice little swivel detent here, instead of having to have the special tool where you press down, do that, then you always end up losing a tool. Rather I do, I don't know about you guys, but nice positive click down, nice positive click up, and then got the built-in retention with the height ring, and then here as well, nice positive click down, very low profile, nice flip up, and then you have your left to right adjustment, very nice and oriented. And what's nice is, so that's able to be operated by hand, which is absolutely killer. I love the fact that they have a toolless design for these. And then you'll notice the side aperture here. And then you have your nice little positive click in. There she goes. I mean, they even thought to put a slight knurling. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah. So right here, put a slight knurling on it. That way, even if you have wet hands or whatever, you can still operate it, which is absolutely awesome. But thank you guys. There's a review of the new Scalarworks Peak 2.0s. They are at the $300 range, a little bit more with tax and shipping, but I'm pretty well stoked with them. I know there's definitely cheaper options out there, and there's, you know, very high quality stuff out there as well. I wanted to be kind of on this bandwagon. So we'll see how they hold up, because I do use this gun. I use all my guns. They do get abused, so the nice black anodizing is going to be wore off these shortly. So you guys, if you don't care, like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for joining the review.